Hello there, how are you? Welcome back to How I Did It. Today's video is all about clearing 5 acres, cutting in property lines, and the power of a forestry mulcher. This video will show you how I did it. Well, with the help of the services of Hyde Environmental. What we're going to do is take a quick walk around the property. I don't have a stabilizer on the camera, so if you're prone to motion sickness, watch it with caution. Alright, so here is the front of the barn. That was the main driveway that we just came down. And this is just showing the overgrowth that this property has. There's my pup. I'm giving a detailed view of the before and the after just to show how fantastic these forestry mulchers are. Now, I wasn't wanting to spend a lot of time out there with the chainsaw. I didn't want to use a bunch of chemicals. So this is where I opted to go with the forestry mulcher. Now, Hyde Environmental, I've used him twice. The first time he did a preliminary clearing, and this second time he's kind of fine-tuning it for me. And these teeth, let me tell you what, they just will gobble up just anything and everything that's in their path. This here is on the west side of the property, and this just shows how he can manipulate this forestry mulcher through these trees. To me, it's just amazing. And all those stupid palmettos, they just come back, and hopefully I get things done. I can get the pasture fenced in and then turn some goats loose on it. I'm actually standing on top of the barn, and this here is on the north side of the barn. I call it the pine pasture, or the north pasture. This is on the east side of the barn, and as you can see, the palmettos he had no problem with. This thing will grind up overgrown weeds, it will grind up any grass, anything that gets in your way. And if you have little trees that you need to be displaced or removed, he can do that for you as well. This is just incredible, and the amount of mulch that I got out of it was just fantastic. This is kind of like having a chainsaw service, a stump grinding service, a mulching service, and a lawn mowing service all in one. It's quite expensive. You have to save up a couple of months in order to have him come out and do what you need to do, but once he finishes with the final product, it's just awesome. Absolutely awesome. There is no way I could have done all this in a day. This would have been easily a year worth of work for me. And as you can see, just fantastic mulch. Use it because I'm actually going to be replacing trees to put in place of the ones that I had him take out. And they were trees technically, yes, but they were more saplings. They were smaller. The biggest one was maybe 3 inches in diameter. Here it just shows how he can take the grass out and how he can get right up next to any of your structures that you have. Again, I've used Hyde Environmental twice. No, this is not a paid advertisement for them. I just really like this service. When they say they're going to be there, they are there. They do a fantastic job for you. They can clear the ground. They can clear palmettos. They can clear small trees. They can actually even clear branches and whatnot from overhead. Now, this is the north side of the barn. And this is what I call the oak pasture, because it's nothing but oak trees through this area. Here he's just undercutting some of the trees that were hanging down low. Again, by the time I took a chainsaw, cut all these down, and then either burnt them or rented something to mulch them up, he did it all in the same day. Now we're going to go to the far north side of the property. This original line cut down there, last time he was out here I had him cut it and I was off. That was not my property line. Where he is at right now was the property line, and this was all that overgrown when he started on it last time. This just shows you how he's able to cut through and make a path through virtually anything. Now this area back here on the north side, what we use it for, it's right at 100 yards. It's our range. Hyde Environmental also has a bucket that he can put on the front of there, and if you have dirt to be moved, which I'm standing on a dirt pile that he had to have moved for, or I had to have him moved for me. I actually had the dirt brought in and put on the neighbor's property. But he just went through here and he got it all cleaned out for me. Got everything cut down that needed to be cut down. I said mulched down that needed to be mulched. And this is just a walk back through. That's the initial driveway. You know, I had weeds and stuff growing up as tall as me, you know, 5'6", 5'8". This is just coming into the main opening where the barn's at. Eventually right there is where we're going to put a little pond. This is back at the back where he had to cut the property line back in the right way for me this time. He actually followed his GPS. That's downrange. Coming around, it's just showing how he's cleared it all out. And again, this is the north pasture. We left a little buffer there between the range and the actual pasture. Just another view of it. Like I said, there was no way I would have been able to clear this. This would have been years worth of clearing. And he was able to do it for me in an afternoon. Well, morning and afternoon. There's my future workshop sitting there, my old school bus. Again, the north pasture, all cleared out underneath the oak trees, all the branches cleaned up underneath. Alrighty, we'll see y'all next week for a new episode of How I Did It. You have a blessed day. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, good girl. Yeah. Oh yeah, good girl. You're so cute.